It's nice to be in a hotel and see a nice piece of artwork on the wall. One thing that sets this particular hotel aside, it's actually got a little bit of a description about the artwork here on the wall. I am currently still in the Republic of Ireland. Hi, it's Craig. Welcome back to Craig's Life and welcome to the Layers of Understanding piece of artwork right here on the wall. Never mind about the artwork. I'm in a place called Roscommon. Now this is about a 2-hour drive west of Dublin, and it's quite a remote, small little town. I'm staying in a place called Gleesons Restaurant and Hotel. Now this is an 18th century building. It is a listed building, so for those of you who may require access to a lift, you may be struggling because there is no lift because it is a listed building. But this is a restaurant with about 20 rooms above it, so let's have a little look at the room that I am in and see what we think. Okay, the first thing with this particular room that I was unaware of is we have an old-fashioned style key with a fob, although this is a high security key, so this particular key opens the door and also the front door outside, because this, with it being a small hotel, doesn't have somebody on reception all the time. But one thing that I didn't realise is this is not an automatic lock-in door, so you unlock the door with the key and then you have to remember to lock the door afterwards. Now what I did is I walked out this morning, I didn't lock it last night, and I just closed the door, and I should have actually locked it with the key. So just be aware of that in this particular hotel. Now let's turn around and have a look at the room. And this is the view we see as soon as we walk into the room. Immediately to the right we have a bathroom, and we've got a coat hook here. And we've got laminate flooring right the way throughout, so it's nice and easy to keep clean. You don't get any dirty marks. You haven't got to worry about threadbare on the carpet, so that's nice. Got a nice little luggage stand here, and we have got a very nice, very large, comfortable bed. This is actually 2 beds pushed together, as you can see. It is also noticeable in that, I don't know if you can see this in the bed, but it is actually 2 duvets zipped together, and I was aware of it when I was in the bed last night. It wasn't a problem. I just noticed that it happened to be there. We've got lights on both sides. We've got USBs on both sides, but there is no plug sockets. This is an old building, and I think they can be safely forgiven for that. Telephone here, and I brought my mini fan. And obviously, Catholic country, we've said this before, copy of the Bible. This is actually the second night that I've been here, so I slept in here last night, as I've already said, and it was very, very comfortable. If we just look this way, we've got a nice combined dressing table area here, with a little stool here, a little pull-out drawer here, a little bit of guest information in here, soft closing door drawer, nice big mirror. The TV here looks like it could be a 32-inch. A couple of plug sockets. This switch here actually switches on the lights here, and there's our TV remote. We've got a couple of cups here. They haven't replenished me my milks though, and there's a couple of little coconut macaroons in there, and they're still in there because I don't like coconut. That's why they're there. And you've got a domestic kettle, so it's a full-size kettle. You'll notice I've got my extension lead there because, as I said, there's no plug sockets next to the bed. And here on this pull-out tray is, which is also soft closing, is your hairdryer, and we've just got some hanging space here. There's no ironing board, there is no safe. There's some additional towels, but it says there that these towels are for use with tanning products. So tanning products, self-tan. You do get rather nasty brown marks on all the towels. You won't need to worry about that too much with that. That's another look round here at the room. So it's a very nice room. The window, I've noticed, is partially frosted, but it's clear up at the top. And if I just lift over, there's not much of a view here. This is part of Roscommon, I believe. I'm not sure if this is the castle over there in the distance or whether it's a church. That we're looking at here, this is actually the outlet from the kitchen, I assume. But it does not give me any noise. But behind there, that is actually the car park. It's a secure car park. It locks automatically at night, and you have a little key code to get in. Let's have a look at the bathroom. It's a pretty standard bathroom. We've got a nice sink cabinet here, a nice toilet, a mirror. It's not a heated mirror. There is a button on the side of it. I wasn't sure whether it was illuminated, but it doesn't actually do anything. Underneath here, we've got spare toilet rolls and the walk-in shower with a nice high rainfall head and the wand. The pressure is very good, the temperature is very good. On there, on that little rack, you've got some combined shower gel and shampoo. That's Gilchrist and Soames. So it's a nice brand. If we just turn around, you're probably thinking, well, hang on a minute, there's no door. Well, actually there is. It's a sliding door. Okay, I'm not a fan of this per se for having glass on the bathroom door. If we just look the other side of it, if there's two, they could actually be observed sitting on the lav. I don't think I'd really want to be observing that, but on your own, it's absolutely fine. That's a perfectly nice bathroom, very nice indeed. One of the things I've noticed with this is having a full-size kettle is a bit of a problem because you can't get it under the tap to fill it. What else is there in the hotel? Well, it is a restaurant as well. The restaurant is open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. So when I arrived yesterday, it was about 9:15. And I was actually on my way over, and I'd stopped at the services and had an email saying, if you're arriving late, this is how you gain entrance to the building. And there's a key code on the front, and there'll be an envelope with your key in, and your room is on the first floor, and this is the code you need to get into the car park. So they're well prepared if people arrive a bit late. Because it's not a big hotel, it's probably more of a guest house, they don't have a 24-hour reception. I've just eaten in the restaurant actually and didn't have anything particularly exciting. I just had fish and chips, and it's €20 and it's made with beer batter, and it was very, very nice. So the prices in the restaurant are not that scary. They're pretty much what I would expect from any sort of hotel in this area. Those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, you know when I come across here to Ireland, it's not exactly cheap, but some of the prices, remember that's €20, not £20. It's not that bad at all. Now we're at the point where it's time to make a decision of 1, would I stay here again? And 2, what score am I going to give this particular hotel? 1, would I stay here again? Yes, certainly. It's very nice, it's very comfortable, it's fairly well equipped. Okay, you don't have the things like the ironing board and the safe and stuff like that, but for a weary traveller like me who's here with work, who just wants to rest my head, it is perfect. The ambience all the way around the area is just one of a quiet, traditional little Irish town, and it is very nice around here. This particular hotel scores especially well on the booking site that I use, which is hotels.com, of 9.6 out of 10. Now that is actually high. I scale my scores from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. So what score am I going to give this? 4. I'm going to give this a 4. I'm rather pleased with this little hotel. So this is Gleesons here in Roscommon, in County Roscommon, in the centre of Ireland. I am back in Ireland next week, and there will be another hotel to review as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. In the meantime, that's it for this particular video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you again right here on Craig's Life. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I always welcome your comments and feedback. Until next time, bye!